Dear friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the eligibility of the consultants who can learn SAP Simple Finance module of SAP S4 Hana. In our previous videos we have discussed about why to learn Simple Finance module, and then we have also discussed about the prerequisites or basic requirements for learning this Simple Finance module. And now in the last video we have discussed about the advantages of learning this Simple Finance module. Now in this video we are going to discuss about who can learn SAP S4 HANA Simple Finance module, who are all the consultants who can be able to learn, who can be able to design, who can be able to implement, who can be able to execute, who can be able to support the end-to-end Simple Finance module of SAP S4 HANA. We will discuss in detail about the consultants who can be able to learn this Simple Finance module in detail one by one. The first requirement is all the SAP functional consultants with basic understanding of financial processes can learn this S4 HANA Simple Finance module. The second requirement is SAP technical consultants similarly with basic understanding of financial processes. SAP production support consultants with basic understanding of financial processes can learn this S4 HANA Simple Finance module. Similarly, SAP application consultants with basic understanding of financial process can also able to learn and implement this S4 HANA Finance module. SAP project managers with basic understanding of financial processes, they can be able to implement, support and execute the entire end-to-end S4 HANA Simple Finance module. Once again, SAP business analysts can also be able to learn this Simple Finance module, provided that they should have the very strong understanding of the financial processes. Similarly, SAP techno-functional consultants can also be able to learn this Simple Finance module based on the strong understanding of the entire financial processes. SAP solution architects can also implement this Simple Finance module with the basic requirement of understanding the end-to-end financial processes. SAP end users can also learn, implement, execute, support the end-to-end business processes in Simple Finance module, provided that they should have the very strong understanding of the entire financial processes from the starting to the end. Similarly, all the SAP BAW consultants can also handle S4 HANA Simple Finance module with the basic understanding of financial processes. So, who can learn S4 HANA Simple Finance? In this video, we have discussed about who are all the consultants who can be able to learn, who can be able to design, who can be able to implement, who can be able to support the end-to-end S4 HANA business module for the clients. Okay, what is the basic requirement? requirement, basic requirement is nothing but they should be very strong in the financial processes. Any consultants can learn this simple finance module, provided that they should have high knowledge, they should have high implementation experience, they should have very strong understanding of the end-to-end business processes in the entire FI module, in the entire FI, that is financial processes. Only those consultants can be able to learn, execute, design and implement the entire end-to-end S4 HANA finance, S4 HANA simple finance module for their clients. Here they have given the strong understanding of financial processes. What is the meaning of financial processes? We have discussed already in many videos about the understanding of the financial processes. Understanding of financial processes, it involves the strong implementation experience in FI module, strong implementation experience in controlling module, strong implementation experience in business process planning and consolidation module, or strong implementation experience in SAP FSCM module, that is financial supply chain management module. These are all the combinations of different financial processes. Once the consultants are very strong in the end-to-end implementation scenarios in the FI module, or once if the consultants are very strong in the end-to-end implementation scenarios in the SAP controlling module, or once if the consultants are very strong in the different implementation scenarios in the business process planning and consolidation module, that is BPC module, or once if the consultants are very strong in the end-to-end implementation scenarios of the financial supply chain management, that is FSCM module, they can be able to learn, they can be able to design, they can be able to implement, they can be able to support, and they can be able to execute the entire end-to-end simple finance process. That means the entire end-to-end simple finance module for the clients. So the basic eligibility for learning this simple finance module is that it involves the entire end-to-end implementation in the finance module. It involves the entire end-to-end implementation process in SAP controlling module. It involves the entire end-to-end business end-to-end implementation scenarios in the SAP BPC module. It involves the entire end-to-end implementation scenarios in the SAP financial supply chain management process, that is FSCM module. Then only they can be able to implement successfully this S4 HANA simple finance module. Once the consultants are very strong in the above discussed areas, then only they can be able to implement, they can be able to support, they can be able to execute the complete end-to-end simple finance module for the clients, and they can be also able to support the clients based on the different requirements of the clients as well. So in this video, we have clearly discussed about who can learn this simple finance module. Once again, I will explain you SAP functional consultants can learn this SAP simple finance module. SAP technical consultants can also learn this simple finance module. SAP production support consultants can also very well learn this module. SAP application consultants can learn this financial process, can learn this simple finance module. SAP project managers can learn this simple finance module. Similarly, SAP business analysts can also able to learn this simple finance module. SAP techno-functional consultants can learn. SAP solution architects can learn. SAP end users can learn. Similarly, SAP BW consultants can learn this simple finance module, but provided that they should have the very strong implementation knowledge or very strong implementation experience in SAP finance module, or they should have very strong implementation experience an SAP controlling module, or they should have very strong implementation experience in business process planning and consolidation module, or they should have very strong experience in implementing the complete financial supply chain management process or module. So these are all the basic criteria for learning the simple finance module, and only those consultants who are having the capabilities of the above discussed financial areas like FI, CO, BPC and FSCM, only those consultants can be able to implement the simple finance module successfully for their clients. Only those consultants can be able to support the clients. Only those consultants can be able to design the entire simple finance model applications, and they can be able to support the clients based on the requirements. So in this video we have discussed very clearly about who can learn simple finance module and who can implement this simple finance module very clearly. And the first and foremost criteria for learning this simple finance module is that the consultants, they should have very strong understanding of the entire end-to-end business process implementations in FI module, or they should have very strong implementation experience in CO module, or they should have very strong implementation experience in the business process planning and consolidation module, or they should have very strong implementation and understanding of the basic and the advanced level implementation in the complete financial supply chain management module. So these are all the prerequisites of learning this simple finance module. Only those consultants can be able to implement this S4 Hana simple finance module successfully for their clients. And about myself, my name is Raja. I am having more than 20 plus years of experience in the industry. I have worked as a consultant, I have worked as a practice head, and similarly I have worked as a delivery head for many implementation and production support projects. And similarly I have handled many rollout and upgrade projects based on the requirements of the company and clients. And I have got more than 5 years of on-site experience in Middle East and Europe, handling different Middle East and European clients. And regarding my certification areas, I have done my certification in finance, I have done my certification in S4 HANA Central Finance, I have done my certification in S4 HANA Simple Finance. Also, I have done my certification in S4 HANA Simple Logistics module, and also I have done my certification in BPC, that is Business Process Planning and Consolidation module, for consolidation reports and other projects. And recently I have completed my certification in business and revenue innovation management, that is BRIM module, BRIM module, that was previously SAP Hybris module. So in this video we have discussed very clearly about who can learn this simple finance module, who can be able to implement the end-to-end simple finance module. Similarly, who can be able to design the end-to-end simple finance module, and also who can be able to support and who can be able to execute the complete S4 HANA simple finance module for their clients. Thank you.